Hello everybody and welcome back to Pokemon News Weekly presented by the Game House. I am your host Rob and we are going to be talking about all the different news and I guess leaks, rumors, all that kind of stuff that we have seen in the last week for Pokemon. As always, you can let us know in the comments section below if we missed anything or if there's anything that you would like for us to talk about. But I am glad we are here. It is the start of the new year, 2025. We are praying and hoping it's going to be much better for Pokemon. While we did get Pokemon TCG Pocket last year, and that's been fun, I think we're all ready for some new Pokemon games and new Pokemon news. So I hope that you guys will like and hit that subscribe button, so you don't miss any Pokemon content as we're coming out with new Pokemon content every single day here at the Game House, both in written form and on video form. So I hope that you guys will subscribe so you're not missing any of it, especially these news updates that we do every Thursday. But let's get into it here. Not a ton of news. Not going to lie to you. You would think at the beginning of the year, normally we might get a little bit more, but because we're still waiting on that big Nintendo Switch 2 drop, which I think we may be getting in the next week or two, that will probably open some things up, some floodgates up. Right now, pretty much all the leaks and rumors are about Nintendo Switch 2. I see a lot of people who do Pokemon news talking about that. We're not going to talk about that as much unless if I think it's very pertinent, very important, very timely for what we're going to be doing. Today, we're just going to talk about the news. So, in case if you missed it, it's a new year, obviously, for Pokemon TCG Pocket as well. We have a new, I guess, reward right here for the Premium Pass people. You can get the Moltres EX, which I think a lot of people may have, to be honest with you. But you also get some of the accessories, some of the backgrounds that you can get for your cards. And I think a really fun one that they ended up doing was that we had over the holiday season, over the Christmas season specifically, and in Hanukkah, I believe, was kind of running simultaneously, obviously, with it as well. Now, I know, was also running at the same time as it. You were able to collect rewards basically every day by logging in. If you log in right now, as of January 2nd, and you could have done it yesterday and gotten this, you get a free Pikachu promo card, which is absolutely adorable. It's Pikachu plus the other original starters and Eevee, which basically are like the 5 starters of the Kanto region. So you have all of them, which I think is personally fantastic. It's a great card, really fun, really cute, and I think one that a lot of people will want to have for a really long time. You also can get Mythical Island packs and pack hourglasses, so you can start opening up more cards since Mythical Island came out about 3 weeks ago. I've seen a lot more people getting really close to already completing this pack, which I think has been really nice. Personally, I've enjoyed it, but I'm definitely ready for a full-on new set of cards. I'm interested to see how they're going to do this. There had been rumors for a long time that we would be getting a new, like, full-on set, not the Apex set, but this new one. So the Mythical Island, for people who don't know, is kind of a continuation of the original set. Now we will be hopefully getting a full-on brand new one, and it'll be interesting to see how they handled the old set and the new set, if they're going to be running, together, how you're going to have to buy the packs. It's all really exciting for Pokemon TCG Pocket. I know I am obviously personally excited. That's why I keep using it. Also, in Pokemon Go, something I know I haven't covered very much, but Fashion Week is returning for Pokemon Go, and Minccino and Cicino are debuting these new costumes. You can see they've got glasses and little bows in their ears. You can also see here that there are going to be wild encounters with some other stuff here. So you'll have, the fashionable Blitzel here, our little Diglett with a top hat to it, Curlia also with a top hat to it. And then it looks like, shiny chances for Diglett, Skitty, Baneri, Blitzel, Furfrou, and Bruxish. So you will want to make sure you keep that in mind. And then on January 10th through the 19th, you'll have Shinx with a top hat, Minccino, and Furfrou as well available. Then you'll have a dapper looking Dragonite with Butterfree with a bow. So definitely great stuff. Seems like people really like it. That's why they're bringing it back. Pokemon tends to do that. If you like something, they'll bring it back. So good to see there for Pokemon Go. Lastly, with Pokemon Unite, we officially got Galarian Rapidash's release date. We've been hearing rumors, right, for a long time that we were getting Tinkaton and and Galarian Rapidash. Sorry. My brain farted there. Thought I had said something wrong. Maybe I did, but whatever. We got the release date for it, and I think this is going to be a really interesting Pokemon. I know a lot of people in the Unite community are excited based on it being, like a special attacker, as well as being, more being able to dive in and do some serious damage as well. So I'm interested to see how it's going to work out. We had a video covering this way back, but it's come to fruition. Now we get to see whether or not, like Empoleon and Alcremie and a few other Pokemon will be making their way to Pokemon Unite. You guys will have to let me know if you're excited about this edition. It was a surprise one initially, but I think it makes sense. And I mean, who doesn't love unicorns, right? So why not? But that's going to wrap it up for us for the news portion. This was about all we got in the last week for news. Now we're going to head into potential theories, leaks, and teasers. Mega Luxray tease. I was browsing Reddit this week, in the last day specifically, and there was a tease that people thought or that this person specifically stavered on Reddit thought for maybe a Mega Luxray, which wouldn't be a huge surprise to me, as Shinx is a very popular Pokemon along with Luxray, obviously, as well. And this says, I noticed 2 NPCs in Classroom 1D of the Academy. The one saying that Riolu becomes mega awesome when it evolves seems like a reference to Mega Evolution to me. It absolutely does. You'll see in the picture in a second. The other NPC saying that it will be Shinx's turn soon seems to me like a tease that Luxray could be getting a Mega Evolution in the upcoming Legends game. Just kind of a neat thing I wanted to share. So if you walk in here, you can see, oh, just you wait, Riolu. It'll be your turn soon, Shinx. And then you talk to this kid. Riolu becomes a mega awesome once it evolves. If you don't know, if you're new to the Pokemon world or new to Pokemon world leaks and rumors and stuff, very often they will put in little hints as to what they are planning or what has already been fully released in these games. So there are, there were times, I forget which Pokemon games it was. I think it was in X and Y, where we got almost like a full map of Hawaii or something like that, and we ended up going to Alola, right? There are things that they put in these games because they have Gen 10 already done, right? And they're making that, and well, not done, but they've probably got the full outline of it done. They're starting to actually make the game, and I'm sure they will put into it things that they already have planned for Gen 11. I think they're normally about one generation ahead of what they've actually released, and especially with this extra time that they've had, I would have to hope that if they're already planning for Gen 11, that they will, work hard on making it so that they can even hide more about that generation in Gen 10. And it's going to be things that you just don't expect, that you don't even really look for. And you could have walked into Classroom 1D and thought absolutely nothing about this. Like, oh, Shinx is going to evolve soon. Cool. But the fact that he's talking about Riolu and Mega Awesome, right? Almost feels like a guarantee that there's a chance that we're going to see Mega Luxray. I know I'm trying to hedge my bets here, but really, I would be shocked at this point if it's not in there. They're very specific about the wordings that they use and things that they do in games. They aren't just going to put this in there for no reason, just for fun, right? So I think that this will be happening. You guys will have to let me know in the comment section below if you will. They've already said, or I think it's been very well inferred, that there are going to be new Mega Pokemon in Legends ZA as we're heading back to the original region with Mega Pokemon. So I'm really excited. I don't know if that means all the Mega Pokemon are going to be in these games right away. I think they will probably do DLC with new Mega Pokemon and stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised to see anywhere from 10 to 30 new Mega Pokemon as a part of this game. And I'm really interested to see how they are going to weave it in. Is it going to be like Alpha Pokemon, like a lot of people think? With what Pokemon Legends Arceus was, is it going to be something different? So a really cool find here by somebody. If you guys find anything else like that, please let me know, because I'd love to analyze it, because I think it's really cool and I'll be looking for it myself. And obviously, if this wasn't, apparent for you, this is in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We also have this. This is from an anonymous person on, I believe it's on 4chan, I think is where I found this. And I took a screenshot, and they have what they believe is some information. Well, not what they believe. They are sharing what they know, and that the new Pokemon games would be called Wind and Wave. Now, it is not hard for people to make up rumors. So I want to be very, very clear that this is likely just a rumor. I'll let you know if I think it's real at the end. I haven't fully read this yet, but I've seen this. When I looked it up myself, found it, and decided that it was worth talking about because while I was doing research, I saw people talking about a potential new Pokemon game called Wind and Wave all the way back in October, September, and that's right around the time that we were expected until the Terra leaks to get a new Pokemon Presents. There's a lot of other rumors that Pokemon Presents, or that Pokemon in general, took away a Presents from us because of the Terra leaks. They got upset about it and they decided not to do it. I don't know how much that's true, and I don't know exactly if those specifications were the same, but regardless, let's read through this. Pokemon Wind and Wave, the region is based on Indonesia, not Greece or the Caribbean. I had been reading, a lot of people had theorized, and I think it would make sense, that they were looking at Greece. There's a lot of, I think, evidence, I wouldn't even call it evidence, speculation, that we are heading to another region similar to what we got with Alola. There's going to be a lot of islands, potentially, and a lot of waterways, and if you are used to all the other games, right, Japan is a big island, and then there's a lot of little islands in the games all over the place as well. I think they're going to expand on that even with this one in Greece, and I'm really interested to see how that will work out. But they're saying the Wind's legendary is a flying ghost pterodactyl, so Aerodactyl, but flying ghosts instead of flying rock. I don't know. Interesting on that one. And then Wave's legendary is water ghost megalodon shark. Okay, so they're definitely going ancient. You know, it feels like those would be more fossil Pokemon than legendaries, but a pterodactyl and a megalodon wouldn't be too bad. The starters are a grass fighting kangaroo, so I'm shocked. Like, why would they do a kangaroo in Indonesia? I thought that those were only in Australia. That was the first maybe meh. Then you got Fire Dark Bat, which would be cool, don't get me wrong. But the last one that I think is really the one where I'm starting to lean towards this is probably not real, is Water Psychic Platypus. Why would you have a kangaroo and a platypus as your starters in a game set in Indonesia and not in Australia? I know they can do whatever they want, right? It's a fictional world, but they do a lot of things that are based on our world. So them doing this is surprising to me, to say the least, but we continue on. Regional form of Cuparaja, Steel and Water. Ice Rhyhorn with a new evolution. I don't know how I feel about that one. That just feels almost like a rehashing of, Alolan Sandshrew and Sandslash, but whatever. Regional Lantern, Dark Electric. That I would love. I think freaking Lantern is very underrated, and having it as Dark Electric would be awesome. A Leopard evolution that they don't really go off of very much, which I think could help that line quite a bit. A Chatot evolution, which I would definitely be open to as well. A Corsola evolution. Corsola got some love, semi recently, so I'd be a little surprised by that. But then a big one that people would like, a Tropius Dragon, Grass Dragon evolution. That would be outstanding. I don't think anybody would be upset. But then again, we get Tasmanian Devil Dark type. Also, I'm pretty sure Tasmanian Devils or Tasmanian Tiger, right? All that kind of stuff is based on Tasmania, which is down in right next to Australia. So I don't know about that. A normal Civet, which I don't really know what that is, to be honest with you, unless if I'm forgetting a Pokemon. A normal flying, I guess this isn't a Pokemon. I don't know what that animal is, I should say more accurately. A normal flying Kookaburra, again, very Australian, and then a rock fossil Thylacoleo. Don't know what that is. The gimmick is called Hyperfusion, which would be wild because that probably means that you can combine Pokemon. So I don't know if you guys have played any games where you can do that. There are a few different ones out there. I've been playing Pokerogue, where you have DNA splicers and it, puts two Pokemon together and makes them pretty much look the same, but the coloring's a little different. And you get different abilities and stuff like that. So that would be a really interesting thing. I wouldn't hate that, but I would be surprised to see Pokemon do that, and they would probably keep it to only certain types of Pokemon, because otherwise they'd basically have to redo almost like an entire... I don't know. They'd have to add I don't know. There'd be infinite, almost feels like, numbers I know it wouldn't actually be infinite, but it would be thousands upon thousands of different designs that they would have to do for all Pokemon to combine in some way or another. Even if you had final evolutions, that'd be wild. So I don't know how I'm feeling about that one. A convergent form of Growlithe into a Tasmanian Tiger, not a Tasmanian Devil, but a Tasmanian Tiger, Fire Ghost, and that is coming in 2026. I think there is one thing that is absolutely true about this leak. I am almost 100% sure we're going to get it in 2026. The rest of this, I don't really believe at all, mostly and almost mainly because why would the region be based on Indonesia with a bunch of stuff from Australia? It just doesn't really make any sense. A lot of these ideas are cool. I will give this anonymous person a lot of credit for that. And maybe it's just that the information that they were given or the way that it was mistranslated or something like that, and it went to Indonesia instead of Australia. There's a lot of things that make me believe that there could be some portions of this that end up being lucky if we go to Australia. But the fact that it's not even mentioned, the fact that they went out of their way, to say that it's based on Indonesia and that it's not based on Greece or the Caribbean, and yet names a bunch of Australian stuff, just makes it seem super unlikely to me that this would be the case. So, I don't know. Maybe you guys think I'm off base here. I know Indonesia is close to Australia. I understand that. But there's just no way, guys, that they would do all of these things connected to Australia just for it to go to Indonesia. But I do think that there could be some interesting stuff about Wind and Wave being in the game. I still think they're going to generally stick to colors. We've really only gotten a few. I guess Sun and Moon are its own thing, X and Y, but then we went back to colors with Scarlet and Violet. So, I don't know. The last, few games have been, I guess, and Shield and Sword too. I don't know. We went back to colors again with Scarlet and Violet. Like, why did we stop and then go back? I don't know. Pokemon's weird, but Wind and Wave wouldn't be a bad idea. I just don't really know how the rest of this would work. So let me know what you guys think. I've been rambling on about where I feel like, I guess, the names of the games could go. But Wind and Wave would be cool, and I think 2026 is going to happen, but I think the rest of this is baloney. So let me know what you guys think. But that's going to wrap it up for us on this Pokemon news update, rumors, leaks, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you like and subscribe. Again, I ask that you do so that you don't miss out on any more Pokemon content that we have coming out. But that's going to do it for us. So with that, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.